Okay, welcome back. You guys have noticed I always fight with my microphone. I'm not really sure why it does this to me. Um, Sometimes it just cuts out. I'm not really sure why that happens. But anyway, welcome back to the Marketing Mastery Blueprint course. And we're now talking about common marketing types. We've just been able to decipher the difference between marketing and sales. And now we want to talk about the different types of marketing that can help you. I like what Charles Browder says. He says there is no such thing as a soft sell or a hard sell. There's only smart sell and stupid sell. I'll explain that. As consumers, we know that there are many ways that companies market their ideas and their products, right? Including television ads, newspaper flyers, websites, coupons, whatever. Sometimes it can be confusing to determine what method of marketing you should be using that will work for your product or your service. But if you familiarize yourself with the different ways of marketing that are available, you will be able to make the best decision for your product or your service. Most people find mixing the marketing types to be most effective. And I do that. I mix different marketing types. Additionally, customer surveys will help determine which methods are the most effective for your clients or your prospects. So it's always great to do, assessments and get feedback to really understand how people are finding you. And, by that, you should be able to gather enough information to know what particular ways of marketing work best for you and your service. Okay, so let's talk about the first type of marketing. It's called direct marketing. With direct marketing, um, you allow your business to advertise directly to the customer or to the consumer. And some examples include using direct emails, sending mails, like physical mails to people's addresses. This form of marketing emphasizes the need to focus on the customers and their wants and needs. And it's based on demographics. And many times you use demographic data to do this kind of marketing. And then it can help you grow your customer base as well as gather information for market research and product or service improvement. Now, direct marketing is effective when you aim it at your target market. Again, we're back to really understanding what your target market is, because you don't want to send out um, messages about your product or your service and you're doing it directly, but to the right, but to the wrong person, to the wrong people. That's very detrimental to you, especially if you're doing it by email, because you could get yourself consistently in spam, and that's not good for you for your deliverability as an email service. That will be bad. Okay, overall general score. So, for example, think of a toy ad that grabs a child's attention. So there's a toy advertisement for kids. Or think about coffee advertisement for adults. This allows the company to create a call to action where you can declare, what they should do to be able to get in touch with you. So you could use phrases such as visit our website, or order now, or whatever. Or for kids, you could be like, have your parents call this number, blah blah blah. And this calls to action actually pull customers to your business, right? They pull customers back to wherever your business exists or your service exists. And so some examples of direct marketing, like I've said, email, I've said physical mail, phone calls too, text messages too, um, outdoor signs and billboards as well are direct marketing ways of reaching customers. You can have interactive web pages, you can have a blog, promotional letters or offers. All of that helps, and they fall under direct marketing because they're going directly to your target audience. So we have another type of marketing that we call active marketing. And active marketing is similar to direct marketing in that it still focuses on the individual customers and their wants and their needs. However, the approach and the follow through is so much more different than the other marketing, direct marketing. Active marketing aims to build a relationship with the customer and use fewer tactics to lure them. With this method, marketers will focus on a specific customer who is addressed individually. For example, a telemarketer call addresses the a telemarketer can address an individual consumer, or a networker can meet with customers face to face. So think Bell, think Rogers when they come to your house, right? You're actively marketing to you. The most common active marketing methods are pretty much digital, since they usually provide more ways to form relationships, such as blogs, online forums, and even instant chatting, as long as the marketer is interacting with people and not just posting material one way. So you find that people are actually very active on forums. So that's also one way that you're constantly talking to your prospect, right? You're actively talking to them, actively in conversation with them. And examples of active marketing include cold calls. That can actually still fall under direct marketing. So like we said, they're very similar. Cold calls, you can answer questions in online forums like Reddit, like Quora. You can respond to blog posts as well. Go in person and network with people, go to events if you have to, so that you can meet people that fit your ideal client profile. And then personal, just sales, like just going door to door, like going to someone's door, knocking and saying, oh, I have this product, I have this service that I think might be of great reward to you, right? Okay, so that's active marketing, and we could talk about inbound marketing now. Some people call it incoming marketing. It's that type of marketing that is designed to draw the customers in by providing them information and providing opportunities for them to inquire back for more information, right? So this form of marketing is typically one-sided, since the company or the service or the business will often bombard the consumer with information and have to wait for a response. And this is the one that most people use now. Okay? Most business owners use inbound marketing. Now, with these tactics, you are hoping to address the wants or needs of your consumers and let them know that your service can fill those wants and those needs. That's the whole idea. And inbound marketing makes it easy for consumers to find your product online. That way, I mean, again, you bring things like SEO and the rest. If they search, if they have those needs and they search them, like your service could pop up, right? And so if you use precise keywords and some precise phrases, they will be able to find you. This is a great tactic, right, for reaching out to your target audience. It does not always, however, create a personal connection with your clients. It doesn't always. So SEO is one of them, search engine optimization, which I mentioned. Company web pages is another one, using your website as a form of getting people to know more about your service, constantly sending them over there. Blogs is also here again. You could use blogs here, and social media, definitely. However, there is the element of personalization too, and the element of really getting people to feel like they can interact with you, right? But you have to go out of your way to create that atmosphere for them to understand, I can come and inquire more of you. So if I give you information, you love it, you're like, oh, how can I learn more? You could be like, oh, you can send me an email, you can send me a DM or a direct message, the full form of DM, or you could send me, or you could call me. Here's my phone number, right? And that way you can begin to build that personal relationship that you otherwise would not have had if they were just really just going to your website and stuff like that. So yeah, so as we have inbound marketing, we also have outbound marketing. And that one, is similar in many ways to active marketing because it sets out to introduce a product or service to the customers, even if they are not necessarily looking for it. And this is a traditional method of marketing. You can find the examples that you can find under that fit into this are like television commercials, radio advertisements, banner advertisements on web pages, through cookies. And this is often the easiest way to market to customers because the company can advertise information in many different ways and target more people at once. So you're not necessarily targeting, you're not going out of your way to intentionally target your audience, like meet them right where they are, but you are still targeting them through cookies, knowing that they probably have different places that they go. And so you put your product or your service in those different places where they go, and then they don't necessarily have to find you on your website or through SEO. Like you're just there, unsolicited, in their face. um, and this kind of marketing actually gives out enough information to make customers aware of what they have, of what you have to offer, and to lead now them to your service. So you lead them to your service by being in their face without them really realizing. And many times I've been on web pages where certain advertisements came up. Obviously it's because I've searched a website that had to do with something like that. Maybe I went on this jewelry store and I saw this really nice ring that I wanted to get, and the next thing I know, I'm seeing any web page I go, I'm seeing advertisements of that exact store, the exact same ring. That's outbound marketing. And at some point, by the time they're in my face a lot, I'm just gonna be like, oh, I really need to buy this thing. So it's like you're casting an open net, right, in the ocean and hoping to catch a certain number of fish. That's what outbound marketing is. While this will bring in customers and really spread the word about your company or your business or your service, you may be spending more time and effort casting the net rather than reeling in the fish. So if you were to ask me, I'm big on inbound marketing. I love direct marketing. So direct marketing, inbound marketing. So we're back to talking about outbound examples of outbound marketing. Like I mentioned, the TV commercials, you will see radio ads, you would see internet ads and web pages, and even telemarketing calls can come in here. Okay. Yeah, so let me know your faves. I just mentioned my faves are inbound and direct. Let me know what works for you. But again, like I've said, it would depend greatly on your service and the nature and quality of the kind of service you're trying to, provide. All right, so I'll see you in the next lesson.